helping take care of children who don't have anything.
Oh, wow. I thank you all for all your support. You did so much. The kids made some flyers back there. I don't know how they did. I didn't correct them. But they did some really good job. They're so grateful. And they totally thank you. And you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
So,
thank you,
thank you
Carolyn.
so much.
You were in charge of that. You and Eileen put it together. And not only were you excited about helping the children, you know, I want to hear this again. But when you got there, and the kids were scared to come out.
Petrified.
Yeah.
And for Eileen, a lot of kids, when they got gifts, you would think that there's a pile of gifts on the table, the kids would be rushing them.
They were still scared.
No.
They were petrified.
Wow. And they held them and just squeezed them.
Yeah, they were very afraid. But so they said, "Oh, are we going to get baskets at Christmas too?" I said, "Baskets? Oh, I mean Easter."
Yeah.
So they didn't even know it's Easter. So I thought that was cute. So I just said, "Yeah, that was cute."
But Carolyn said that quite a few kids have never celebrated Christmas.
Never.
before.
They didn't even know. We were trying to sing Christmas carols, and they looked like, "What the heck are they doing?" We're like, "Jingle bells," and we're like, and I said, "What are they doing?" We had hats and bells. I know we looked completely crazy to them, but we had fun. So, and it was fun. They ended up coming in. They ended up getting gifts. Some of them were still very afraid. Eileen had to bring gifts to some kids, right? They didn't come in.
I got drugs.
Sherry passed out candy canes.
And my kids brought.
And there was a lot. There's a lot of cool stuff.
Presents came from my son.
Because there were so many children that did speak English, we had a translator kid, and he did great. He was really cute. Yeah, he was adorable. So I'm really grateful that they came out. Some of the kids, it was really hard. There was one, he took forever to come outside, but he did. So thank you. Thank you all so much.
This is such a gift of Kwanzaa, of community. How many people went down there? Jan, Eileen,
Donnie.
Sherry,
Some people aren't here that were there.
And yeah, a lot of people went down from CCL and were there to help because we kept talking about these kids. I unfortunately couldn't make it because I have a sister who said, "You will be here for Christmas." And you know, when family says that to me, that usually they know that CCL comes first, but that was one day they said this was Christmas Eve day and I was going to be there. And I said, "They'll take care of this, I know." Yes, Sherry.
My kids aren't here, but I'd like to give a special recognition. I called Carolyn during the week because I have 3 boys. They're not, well, one's still a teenager. He turned 18. When I asked him, "What did teenage boys want for Christmas?" he said, "Teenage girls." I said, "No." But anyway, they dug in their rooms, and I had enough presents for all the teenage boys. So they got baseball hats, or they got radios, and my boys put it together. And they're not here personally, but I just want to thank them because that came from them. And I wrapped them the night before and brought them something. We had them something to give to teenage boys. So I just want to give my sons credit because they took something from themselves, and you have no idea. We might be giving up baseball hats. It's like, oh my gosh, they give blood.
Thank you, Sherry.
Yes.
That was amazing. Thank you.
Thank Chris, Nick, and Michael.
Thank them.
Yes, I will. But
Okay, well, one of the other things about Kwanzaa, for you that know, CCL helps support an orphanage in Ghana. And I got a very large donation last night.
Wow.
And so we're giving to Dr. Eileen $250 to go to the
oh,
orphanage.
great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Means the world to them because for almost 25 years, Taiba managed all of this by herself and struggled, and she never believed that people who never met them would care enough to be able to help and support and allow her to be able to not, you know, worry each and every day, and that she knew that her kids would be taken care of. So it really is huge for them.
Yeah.
How's
So
the baby
thank you.
doing?
And they right before Christmas, they found a baby who was just hours old, wrapped in blankets and laying next to a trash dumpster. And so they took the baby, and so we have a new little boy in the orphanage.
He's thriving? That's awesome.
As far as we know, we haven't heard anything about him not thriving, have we?
Yeah, he's doing well.
Great. That's Kwanzaa.
That's Kwanzaa, yeah, when you can reach all the way over someplace else. to help. That's really Kwanzaa. Well, the other Kwanzaa thing that I want you all to do is take some bread. I know when Norma came in, she said, well, you could just put it in the freezer. I said, go look in the warehouse. And I'm not kidding. I think, Corey, you think we got about 250 loaves of bread?
More than that.
Yeah.
Quite a bit of it went away last night, but after services, you are welcome to enter the warehouse.
Encouraged, please do.
And there's boxes of bread. This bread is still very fresh. They just pull it from the shelves because they got too much. And so the rest is being distributed. Take whatever you like. Take some for you, some for somebody you know, somebody you don't know.
And I suggest put it in the back seat, and today as you're driving around, if you see somebody standing by the corner, you know, wherever, hand them a loaf of bread. I mean, there's a lot you can do with a loaf of bread.
You know, we've got some peanut butter and jelly and some sandwich bags. So if you're interested, you know, sit while you're today after church, if you're interested, make some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Put them in the sandwich bags and
Pass them out. We want to help people to the extent that we can, and you know, of course, he said, what if they're allergic to peanuts?
well, perhaps they know that themselves, and they.
I hope they do. I can just see big banners, local church.
Well, let's cancel that idea.
There are 3 gentlemen down on First Street. They're there every Sunday. And if you're going that way, it's First and just as you're going on the freeway there. I'm going the other way, or I take some with me, but they're always there. And I just gave him $2 this morning because that's all I had. And so he'll be there for a couple of hours anyway.
I want to share a story of what happened when you talk about giving. I had a gentleman that would stand over on Brokow and First Street, and every Sunday I'd come by and I'd give him $1. And every Sunday I'd say, hi, how are you doing? And it's a long light because the train, the little PTA goes by. And so sometimes I'm there as much as 3 or 4 minutes, which is quite a long time. And so we started talking, and I said, what's your name? And he said, Paul. And so I said, here. And he said, you know, I might just use that money for drugs. And I said, whatever you choose to use the money for, it's a gift from me to you. And okay. So we got this conversation going. And one day I was driving up, and I thought, do I have any money? And I heard this little voice said, give him the biggest bill you have. Okay, and I reached in my wallet and I had a 20, and I gave him to a 20, and he looked at me and he said, do you want change? And I said, no, this is for you, and you are worth it. And he said, you know, I think I'm going to stop using. And I said, okay, Paul, that sounds good. And so,
That's right, no judgment.
Wow.
you know, just
Kwanzaa.
whatever you want to do. And so a while later, the next Sunday he wasn't there, and the next Sunday he wasn't there. And then the 4th Sunday he said, I've been waiting for you. He said, I'm in rehab and I'm going to go back and live with my folks. And he said, what do you do? And I said, I'm a minister. And he said, thank you so much for saving my life. And I was like, all I did was believe in him. Kwanzaa. And you forget those little things. I mean, what do you do when you see somebody who's having problems? And many times people are afraid of interacting. Like, what are they going to do to me? And so I always have stories. So you have to put everybody has stories. When I was a lot younger, I worked in LA, and I had to get to my apartment from the bus underneath the freeway, and I don't know if you've ever gone on the little path underneath the freeway. It's usually not quite as brightly lit as you would like it to be. And I got off the bus, and I got it, and I'm walking along, and you know it's dark and stormy night, probably about 6 o'clock at night, and I'm walking along, and all of a sudden I hear somebody behind me, and you know, and they're running. I've increased my pace a bit. I'm not much of a runner. And then I hear, and I increased mine, and I got faster. And all of a sudden, this woman ran by me, going about 20 miles an hour. Right by me. She was more scared than I was. I thought, isn't that typical of life?
Yeah.
I was afraid of the unknown, and the unknown was more afraid of me. And I often think about that when you're out there trying to help people.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid.
Absolutely.
Everyone is a child of God.
Absolutely.
And that looking at these children of God, and aren't they, they're beautiful.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and next time you go, I don't know about that person. You know, maybe they're bigger or shorter, maybe they look like they don't know anything. Any of you judge people by kind of like, I kind of like stupid. I found that those people that I thought didn't know much usually knew a lot more than I did.
That's true.
So that, you know, so that's what Kwanzaa is to me too, is that not judging people, but appreciating their sense of who they are and bringing them into community. Thank you very much.
No,
Thank you.
Are you ready to pass the basket? This is the time. That was not a sales pitch. That was sharing. But this is the time for you to take your donation, put it between your two hands, and bless it. And then
Giving to the ministry.
From which we receive our spiritual support and nurturing is an affirmation and consciousness of the truth that Spirit is the prospering power enriching every area of our lives.
all I give comes back to me.